San Diego, the undisputed craft beer capital of America. A culture inspired by the city's laid-back vibes and adventurous spirit. Join journalist and beer enthusiast Vince Meehan as we tour the most innovative local breweries, hear from their founders, and of course, taste some brews. These are the people who made San Diego a beer mecca. This is SD Craft Masters.
Okay, it's Vince Meehan with another episode of SD Craft Masters. Today we were down here, East Lake at Chula Vista Brewery. I'm here with Tim Parker. How's it going?
It's going pretty good, Vince. Thank you.
So tell me all about the brewery here.
All right, so today you're at Chula Vista Brewery of East Lake, so I own 2 locations.
Yes.
We first opened 5 years ago at the original brewery that's down on 3rd Avenue. Opened that up while I was still active duty military. So I did search and rescue in the Navy. About my 15-year mark, I was looking at retirement at 20 years. So I was like, I wanted to do something I enjoy. I enjoy making beers. So I started, looking into opening up a brewery. Realized there was no brewery in my neighborhood in Chula Vista. So we was actually the first brewery to open up downtown Chula Vista. So yeah, if you paid close attention, we was the first ones to start that whole, whatever.
Now you got 3 punks and everybody
Right.
down there now, so you guys are the OGs down there.
Right, we are the OGs. So it only been 5 years, but that's how much it changed in 5 years.
5 years, yeah, it's dramatic what's going on down there. So you said you like to brew beer. Where did that all come from?
Well, it just came from, being in the Navy, traveling the world, having good beer from all over the world. Coming home, then I'm coming home to San Diego, and you'll leave for 10 months, sometimes longer, and you'll come home and you got 10 new
beer.
right, you got like 10 new breweries, and they all was great. So and just traveling to San Diego and having great beer, just fell in love with it.
Yeah, and so tell me about this location here. This is kind of the flagship now. All sorts of stuff goes on here. You got food, you got live music, all sorts of things happening.
Oh, we got a lot of things going over here. So obviously it's much bigger than my original location. The brew house is bigger. Just the seating is a lot more people. We can hold up to 300 people here versus 80. And we have live entertainment. So we have DJs, bands. We hold events here, so we have all type of events. You can hold private events upstairs.
Got the VIP section up there. I saw that. It's looking
exactly.
Good. You got a keg of your own up there. You don't have to mess around. You just
exactly. So we got a lot going on over here that we can't really do at my original location.
And so this is kind of what I've noticed about a lot of the breweries, and especially down here in the South Bay. They're kind of a destination. People come here and they can hang out because they can be a part of the neighborhood. They can have some beer, they can have some food, listen to some music. It all happens right here.
Exactly. So we definitely try to be a neighborhood brewery, and we cater to our neighborhood. So like our best-selling beers is not even IPAs, it's actually a blonde ale.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's the Wadita. So
Yeah.
We have to push out our blonde ale like crazy. So we just focus on our neighborhood. We get back to our neighborhood. We do a lot of fundraising specifically for our neighborhood.
Nice.
I have a lot of people who running for council members and the mayors. They all come down here and meet to meet the customers and talk to them.
So this is almost kind of like the unofficial city hall in a weird way, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Yeah.
I really wanted to talk about this here, the
Warplanes?
The Warplanes. Yeah, what's that all about?
So this was actually the first beer we made a part of our War Series. It was one of 4. Mm-hmm. So Warplanes is actually a group of military friends of mine. They started their own wood company where they make surfboards. They make all types of things out of wood. So, but one of the main things they sell is wood surfboards, custom wood surfboards. So they asked me to make a beer for them, and then so we made this beer for them to kind of advertise them. So we got Instagram where you can find them and you'll be able to see all the woodwork that they do. People fell in love with the beer.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be a one-time thing. It became kind of a house beer. And they like it, we like it, so we just keeping it going. And it's also trying to support them and help grow their business, bring awareness to other military business that's out there.
That's something I've seen a lot in the beer community where they're actually supporting other businesses, kind of keep it all together. I love the artwork. That's a Navy plane right there.
That is true.
Classic. Happy Boeington. So this, and also this location, I think I've seen it a lot on the news, and the reason that we came here in the first place, I saw a beautiful commercial on TV. I think there was a drone flying around, some good footage and everything. But this is kind of like a place where the big game is on TV, baseball, whatever it is, Little League, World Series, that's people gravitate to here. Right?
Exactly, people gravitate to here. We got like a surround sound system, so we can kind of make you feel like you're in the game.
All the TVs everywhere.
Right, TVs everywhere.
Yeah.
We actually got we have a local person that's actually looking to be drafted in the NFL, so we got a draft party coming up for him.
I heard about that. So local boy is getting drafted to the NFL. When is that?
He's gonna have a draft party on the 3rd, I believe, but he's gonna be here for the draft, the day he expected to be drafted as well. So
does he know where he's going yet?
I have no idea if he knows where he's going. Yeah, clearly it wasn't the first round, but he's looking to be drafted next.
Either way, it's a big
a big deal. So we're gonna throw a party for him. So.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, it was great talking to you. This guy's got to take a flight out to where are you going? Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. We got the craft beer conference and the World Beer Cup. So I'm actually sitting on one of the panels with Sam Adams.
Nice.
So I get to have drinks and talk with Jim Cook and Jennifer, the head brewer of Utopia.
Cool.
And then after that, I'll just kind of do the conference thing.
All right. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. You have a great time out there. And we were down here at Chula Vista Brewery. We're going to do a little bit of tasting with Nacho, your brewer.
Yeah. So Nacho's my head brewer. He's actually a big brewer. He came from Pizza Port. I'll let you tell him his backstory.
Yeah.
But he's one of the big brewers in the San Diego scene. So.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for supporting the community and your service.
All right. Thank you, Vince, and I appreciate you having me.
And we're on to our next segment. We'll be tasting some of his fantastic beers.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Vince Meehan back with SD Craft Masters. We were down here in East Lake at Chula Vista Brewery with the head brewer. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Ignacio Cervantes, Nacho for short.
Nacho. So this guy's working hard. We literally had to drag him out of the tanks. I saw him scraping all the, what's the sediment at the bottom?
It's the grain.
The grain,
yes.
And basically that gets repurposed and fed to livestock?
Yeah, we have a local farmer comes picks it up. Shout out to Tony. Thanks for picking up our grain. But yeah, he has a farm. He feeds it to all his livestock, cattle, pigs, chickens.
So you're keeping it green.
Yes.
It helps you. You don't have to dispose of it. It goes to a good cause.
Yes.
So we're really green down here in Chula Vista. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about your history as far as being a brewmaster.
I started, I've been brewing about 12 years now. I started with the Pizza Port.
Everybody was at Pizza Port.
Yes,
right?
I started working there back in 2004. Worked through the kitchen staff, the bar staff. Eventually got introduced to craft beer by working there. Mm-hmm. I really wasn't really aware of it.
Really?
To be honest, at the time, till I started working there. I saw that. I noticed how popular they were, all the different beers they had. When I just started working there, they had just gotten back from the big beer festival, the Grand American Beer Festival in Denver, and they came back with lots of medals, and they were like, the whole company was happy. It was a big buzz, so kind of got introduced that way. After a year or two working there, I started helping out the brewer at the time. He needed assistance with random jobs in the brew house. I kind of like started helping him out when I was there. Eventually a spot opened up. They needed someone to come help out, and I jumped on board on the brewing side.
Nice. So for everybody out there, Pizza Port is a local pizza place here in San Diego, the most famous one being in Ocean Beach. They started making their own beer, I'm gonna say like 20 years ago. I mean, they were like one of the first ones to do it. And so many head brewers have come out of there. Nacho right here, he didn't even know how to make beer. He just goes there and starts working, you know, and next thing you know, here he is at Chula Vista.
Yeah, I call it the school of pizza port.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
university.
So, you know, if anybody's out there and they want to be a head brewer, maybe just go get a job at Pizza Port and you get all the training on the spot and then end up being a head brewer like Nacho here.
Yeah, I definitely went. It's a good route to take if you're trying to inspire to be a brewer here in town.
All right. You've got a couple of beers here. We're going light to dark. What do you got for us first?
So this is our brand new West Coast IPA.
West Coast IPA.
Chula Vista IPA. Chela is a term we use in Mexico for beer.
Really?
Like, yeah, we'll say like, give me a chela.
Really?
Yeah, like it's kind of like saying, pass me a cold one.
You heard it here.
Yeah, so
Chela.
We play with those words with the name of the brewery. Just put it on draft a week ago. Very light, crisp mouthfeel. Very dry, hoppy, crisp.
It doesn't have the.
Floral.
It doesn't really have like the in your face.
No, I
IPA.
was trying to be careful. I was trying to make it a little bit not cut back on the bittering hops. That like intense flavor you could get it like on your palate. So you probably pick them up more at the back end when you take a sip. There's a lot of grapefruit, citrus. I get some like peach in there. Some like, you know, Cold Stone type fruits.
Okay,
flavors in there.
Let's see what's going on here. Wow, for an IPA, that's a lot of malt in there. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of played around with the malt. There's some wheat malt there for the head retention. Some Pilsner with 2-row, and some Dexter malts. So yeah, just kind of like trying to make it nice, easy drinking beer.
Yeah, I like this a lot because it is an IPA, but you're right, it's easy drinking. We live here in Southern California. You're outside, you're at the picnic, you're at the ball game, whatever. You want a light, refreshing beer. It's not oily, it's not in your face, it's not dank. It's got a really nice flavor profile to it. Very well balanced.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I'm very happy how it turned out. Sometimes you don't find out for sure until it's done, right?
Well, that's what I hear a lot of the beer makers say. They can have what in their mind is supposed to happen, and then you've got these big tanks, you got a whole lot of beer, finally taste it and you go, oh, I could have used a little bit extra, whatever.
Yeah.
So it may take you a couple of runs before you zero it in.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a few tweaks I want to do to it.
I was going to ask you if this is zeroed in yet, but a couple more tweaks?
Yeah, they're definitely in my head, but I'm always like my biggest critic. But I like the feedback I'm getting from the customers here. It's been really people are really taking a liking to it. So maybe I'll leave it alone.
Well, you know, who knows? But
you gotta listen to your customers too, right?
I'm getting the tropicals in there.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound weird. Maybe I'm weird. At the finish, I get a little bit of Fruit Loops.
Okay.
Does that sound right, or am I crazy?
Yeah, there's definitely some hops in there that give out like a lot of like stone fruit type characteristics to the beer.
So it's stone fruit, but it's actually
I
call it Fruit Loops.
I get that. And I get a lot of grapefruit when I'm drinking it.
Yeah,
that's
and
what I'm getting.
It reminds me of fall brewing has a what do they call it? Magically Delicious, I think. Reminds me a lot of that. Maybe it's the same hop profile and all that.
Maybe it could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a dark beer here.
All right, so this is called Wakey Wakey.
Wakey Wakey.
Yeah, it's our coffee milk stout.
Really? Okay.
So there's actually lactose sugar in here. So I don't know if you could drink any dairy products, but
don't worry about that.
All right.
What I was gonna say is I hear that a lot. Milk stout,
right?
Milkshake, whatever. And I thought to myself, well, there can't be milk in there. And then I started talking to different brewers. It's lactose, right? So it's powdered.
It's a powder sugar.
So it's not really
sugar.
milk, but it's kind of giving you that same kind of.
Exactly. So it gives you some sweetness and a smoothness to the mouthfeel. That's really what it adds to it. And then we use actually like coffee roaster from Oceanside called Lever Coffee. And we use, I believe it was a Ethiopian and a Guatemalan blend.
Really?
Yeah, so very, a lot of Central American type of coffees have a lot of that like chocolatey bitterness to it. And a lot of the African coffee, specifically Ethiopian, you got a lot of like berry, blueberry flavors in it. At least I do.
Okay.
When I have those type of coffees. And that's kind of like the blend we wanted with the beer. And it's also poured on nitro.
So that's why they call it wakey wakey. He's got a bunch of coffee in there.
Yes.
Really nice smell. And if you're a coffee lover, you're gonna love this. Ooh, boy. Wow. That's a mouthful.
Yes.
It's really rich. It's very creamy. That's the lactose in there. Definitely a high roasted flavor. So, you know, if you like dark beer, then you're gonna like this. If you don't like dark beer, then, you know, what can I tell you?
Yeah, we actually got the grounds whole when we picked them up, and we actually grind them here at the brew house the day of when we actually used them.
Yeah, if you like Guinness, this kind of reminds me of the Guinness, old school Guinness.
Yeah.
You would definitely like it. It's roasted. It's not bitter. It's got that creaminess to it, and wakes you up in the morning.
Yeah, just a lot stronger than Guinness. Yeah, I believe Guinness 4.5% beer. This is at 7.3.
7.3.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste like
it. It could wake you up or put you to sleep. One or the other.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you are, as a brewmaster, got your finger on the pulse of everything happening. You probably get out there to the beer festivals and go visit with different people.
Right.
What kind of a trend do you see happening in the next 6 months? Future?
I don't know if it's just because I'm going that route with what I'm drinking lately, but I've kind of noticed it working here and just going around a few breweries. I feel like a lot of English style of beers are coming back a little bit, like your English Browns, your Irish Reds.
Really?
Those type of beers are making a little bit of comeback. The last year or two, or maybe a little longer than that, your lighter beers like the lagers, the pilsners, all those German, Czech style beers have there's been a big demand for those.
Yeah.
But I mean, the West Coast hazy IPAs still, there's the high demand for those, so we still gotta
I heard somebody at
those aren't going away.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I interviewed a guy from St. Archer, God rest their souls, and he was telling me the same thing. Is like IPA is here forever. He said IPA is the rock and roll of beer. It's never gonna die.
No,
it's always gonna be here.
I mean, I think the doubles, the triples, those might come and go.
Yeah.
You know, or even the session ones, but the straightforward around 6 to 7% IPA. I think that's a staple, especially in this town.
So here at SD Craft Masters, we're always trying to keep a finger on the pulse of trends here in San Diego. And that's what we've heard time after time is beer has kind of come full circle. It's going back to the traditionals, coming back to pilsners, lagers, stuff like that. Even Mexican lagers, the Dos Equis style, Coronas. And so that's kind of like where we're heading right now. And this man, hardest working man in Chula Vista, we had to pull him out, but he's got to go back in there. He's got the things are overflowing right now. You got to get back in there.
I think you got me at a good time right now.
I don't see any steam, so that's a good thing.
Not yet.
But thanks for taking time out to talk with us here.
Thank you.
And this has been another great episode of SD Craft Masters down here in Chula Vista. This place is not only a brewery. You got food, you got live music, you got DJs, you got TV, you got sports, you got everything going on. It's the unofficial city hall of Chula Vista. And we're proud to be here, and we'll see you next time.